Assalamualaikum. Good morning, my dear students. How are you all? Alhamdulillah, I am very fine by the great grace of Almighty Allah. Are you all well? I think you all are also well by the grace of Allah. Do you know me? Who am I? Yes, I am sure you can identify me. I am Kaji Kamrul Islam, a school teacher English, St. David's High School, Khulna. And today I am going to take your class English for class 8. Today I am going to take your class 8 from English first paper. Are you ready with your pen and paper? I think you all are ready with your books, pen and paper. And I wish you will concentrate deeply on your studies so that you can get the maximum benefit from the class. Can you see the board? Can you see the full board? Okay. I think you can see the full board. At the very outset of my speech, I express my gratitude to Almighty Allah, the master, maker, designer, director of this finest universe, who has created me and created my parents and created this best universe, this beautiful universe for our survival. I also express my gratitude to the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who has given us an independent country. I express my gratitude to the present government who are leading the country, hoping to develop it as one of the best countries of the world. I also express my gratitude to all the officials of Ministry of Education, Maushi, and our local education office. Most importantly, I express my thanks and gratitude to SMC, Khulna, St. David's High School, who also guide us for taking better classes, for better maths and welfare of our students. I also express my gratitude to our respected head teacher, Mr. Gaji Muhammad Mohiuddin, who is running an excellent administration, who always take care each and every things of this school, who always very much conscious and careful about the well-being of each and every teachers and about its infrastructure. I also express my gratitude to our esteemed Mrs. Madam, my dearest colleagues, and most importantly my students. I wish you all will be happy to attend our classes regularly. Do you watch our online classes regularly on TV? I wish from your mobile, from your laptop, from the TV, you can always enjoy our online classes and you can learn many things. So, look at the board. How do you see in the board? In the board, I have written something. Today, I am going to teach you from English first paper, from our textbook, Unit 5, Making a Difference. Unit 5, Making a Difference. Do you know who are different? Some person who always try to do something better, something special for the betterment of the human beings, for the welfare of the human beings, so that we can live a better life, so that the people of the world, people of the society, people of the country can pass a better time, can pass a good time. And it comes from the deepness of their heart. It comes from the serious pains of their intelligence. It is not an ordinary thing, it is an extraordinary thing. And those people who have stand out by doing some extraordinary works makes a difference. Today we are going to read about a man who also makes such a difference. Can you guess whom I am going to tell? I can give you a clue. Look, this place is barren. This place is is no freshness, there is no greenness, there is no fertility. So it is not looking so nice, it is not looking so fresh. But if I put plant in here, how it looks? It looks very nice. It looks more beautiful. It looks very fresh. From these plants, we are getting oxygen, fresh oxygen, and also plants is taking our carbohydrate. So by giving us pure oxygen, it makes our world better to survive. And by taking our exhaled carbohydrates, it making our environment free from polluted gases. So this is a very important thing. It can save our country, it can save our locality from the barrenness. But many people do not know, do not understand the necessity of these trees. But some people sometimes think about the importance of trees. And a man who has planted many plants and saplings around his area to make his land habitable, greenery from desertification. And today we are going to read, today we are going to learn about those men. So can you guess whom I am going to read today? Yes, I am sure that now you have understood that we are going to learn about that man who has made this barren land, deserted land, greenery, made a very beautiful place for the human habitation as well as good abodes for the birds and beasts. And he is none other than a man, Mr. Kartik Pramik. So we are going to read about Kartik Purnima. Do you know what is the lesson? The lesson is Unit 5, making a difference. And lesson 4, a man who loves trees. We are going to read about lesson 4. Lesson 4, a man who loves trees. So now we are going to read lesson 4, a man who loves trees. To read this lesson, to understand this lesson, we need to learn some related vocabs, some important vocabs. So I am going to write some of the vocabs and you also write in your paper. Profession. The first word I have written is profession. Do you know what is the meaning of the word profession? Profession? Yes. Profession means occupation. Profession, occupation. Service, engaged in some jobs. Profession, that means to engage, to involve in some works and activities, in some jobs. Can you make a sentence from the word profession? Anybody? Can anybody make a sentence from the word occupation? Yes. My teacher, I am a teacher. My profession is teaching. So, what is my profession? My profession is teaching. What is your profession? Your profession is learning. You are a student. There are many people who have defined profession. I like my profession. Next, learn another word, sapling. Can you repeat the sapling? Write on your paper. Sapling. Sapling. Do you know what is the meaning of the word sapling? Sapling means small trees. Plant. Plant that we plant a small tree. During the rainy season, generally we plant some saplings or we plant some small trees in and around our house, in and around our fields, beside the roads so that we can get fruits from these trees, we can get timber, furniture from these trees, we can get also fresh oxygen, and most importantly we get the abodes for the birds and birds and greeneries for us, and most importantly for our inhaling we need pure oxygen that is also produced from these green leaves. So saplings means planting small trees or plants. Let's learn another important word, patient. Patient. Do you know what is the meaning of the word patient? Patient means seriousness about something. That is our emotion, our addiction. Patient means emotion, addiction, our sensational attraction for anything. That is passion. Can you make a sentence from passion? I have a serious passion for teaching my students. I have a serious passion for making good result of my students. I have serious passion for my country. I have serious passion for those people, those men who sacrificed their lives for the war of our liberation. I have also passion for the father of the nation, the builder of our independence, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Then another word, gigantic. Please write down gigantic. Gigantic. Do you know what is the meaning of gigantic? Gigantic. The meaning of the word gigantic is huge, massive, big, large, enormous. Huge, big, enormous, gigantic. Can you make a sentence? Yes. In Khulna city, we have a big river. On the bank of the river, we have some gigantic trees. Also, our Rupsa Bridge, a gigantic construction. I am also a gigantic man. In the school, you see, I am a big man, a very gigantic man, a double man. But you should not be a gigantic man. You should be a small man so that you can survive for more days. Next, we have another word, mission. Mission. Do you know the meaning of the word mission? Mission means to perform some works, hoping to do some things, the aims, the objectives. Mission. Aims, objectives, to perform some works. We have a mission to make a good result. And for performing this mission of making good result, getting more A plus for our students, getting a scholarship from our school, we are always trying to continue to engage our students in their class activities. We always give them home tasks so them preparing in their house, showing in the class, attending class regularly, listening the teachers attentively. These all are our works and activities with a mission to make a good result. And our vision is to get a good job in future. Okay, thank you dear students. So, let's open the textbook. Now, we are going to read about the text. Lesson 4, A Man Who Loves Trees. At the farthest corner of Bangladesh, in remote places, in some distant places of Bangladesh, there is a village called Tarapur. So what is the name of the village we are going to talk? We are going to talk about the village. The name of the village is Tarapur. In this village, there lives a man named Raman. we are going to discuss a man who is something very ordinary but has done some extraordinary works. And by his extraordinary activities, he becomes immortal. He immortalized in our heart. He has got the signature in our text paper, in our textbook by his contribution. And this is no other than Mr. Kartik Pramanik, a hairdresser by profession of a remote area. He is a hairdresser by profession. His work is to cut hair, to cut mustaches and beards of the people. In Bengali, we call them Narasundar, who try to make people more beautiful, handsome by cutting their hairs, cutting their beards, shaving their beard, cutting their mustaches, and they are called hairdresser, barber. But a natural lover at heart, despite of his being barber, despite of his being petty worker, a small hairdresser, he is a great man in heart. He has a great heart. And why he has become a man of great heart? Because his passion is to plant saplings, and he has done a thing, that is planting trees. Planting trees. These are the saplings that he has planted all around the nature, in the remote areas, in the marshy lands, beside the roads, in the fields, in the desert areas, to rescue, to save from these places from desertification. Know that our country becomes any longer desert, so that we can get a very green land, green field, greenery country. And so we are going to read about this man. His passion is to plant saplings which grow into gigantic trees. And fortunately now these small plant becomes a big tree, becomes a huge tree in course of time. He started planting trees when he was only 10 years old. Now he's an old man, but he is doing this work for many, many years. When he was only 10 years old, at a very childhood, before attaining maturity, before attaining his boyhood, you can tell that before his adulthood, in his very boyhood, in his childhood, he started planting trees, he started planting saplings. He remembers what his father once told him and how he was inspired to plant trees. He was inspired to plant trees, hearing from an advice from his father. His father advised him, his father told him, "My son, you can earn the blessings of God by planting trees." Once his father told him, "My son, you will get the mercy, the favor of God. You will get mercy and favor from Almighty Allah if you plant trees." He has never forgotten what his father told him. And from that day, he always remembers that his father advised him to plant trees, saying that God will bestow upon you if you plant trees. At present, he is 63 years old. How old is he now? Now he is 63 years old. When he has started planting trees, he has started planting trees when he was only 10 years old. So he has started planting trees at the age of 10. Now he is 60. Now he is 60 years. And he has been planting trees for last 53 years. Can you imagine how long he has been planting trees? He has been planting trees for last 53 years. He has planted hundreds of trees in his village. He has planted hundreds and hundreds of trees, not one, two, or 10. Sometimes we do not like to plant one or two plant around our house, but he has planted hundreds and hundreds of trees around his locality. Many of these trees are now 35 to 40 years old, and these trees now become a very mature tree, around 35 to 40 years old. Once there are hardly any trees in this village. Let's recap of the past. How was the situation of the village? How was the nature of the village last 50 years ago? once there are hardly any trees in this village, that is, there are no trees in that village, Kartik used to go to different houses for his job. As he's a hairdresser by profession for cutting hairs, he not only sit in a limited place, in a confined place, in a marketplace, but also he used to go to different houses for his work, for cutting hair, for dressing hair. At times he would get tired in the sporting scene. And when he used to go through one village to another village, one house to another house, on the way there was no trees. So the sun was giving a scorching heat, serious heat, and in this heated air, in this heated environment, he used to sit somewhere under some shade to take some rest. But there are no trees under which he can take shelter, he can take shade. But there are no trees under which he could sit and rest for a while, thinking how people suffer in the heat. So the matter comes to his mind that it is very difficult, it is very hardship for the people. Kartik began his tree planting mission. And so, recollecting his father's advice to plant trees to get the mercy and favor from God and to save himself and his village people from the scorching heat of the sun, he started planting trees. Occasionally, Kartik would wake up early in the morning. Occasionally, Kartik would wake up early in the morning. So, very often he used to rise up early in the morning, take one or two laborers with him and set out to plant trees. And taking with one or two co-workers who will help him, he used to start planting trees. He would pay all the expenses from his own pocket. And when he used to hire any laborers to work with him, certainly he need to pay a payment. And who gives the payment? He always gives the payment from his meager income, from his own pocket. He would walk long distances to plant trees. And he not only plant trees in his house or around his house, but also distant places, remote places, far distance from his house, carrying with him some dry foods and water. And he used to carry some muri or some fried rice or some groundnuts and water. He planted trees, Kartik planted trees beside the roads. And which places he planted the trees? Beside the roads, in and around the bazaar, schools and colleges, open fields and many other places. And he used to plant trees in many places near his house, beside the road, beside the bazaar, around the bazaar, in the schools, in the college, open fields and many other places. In our area, there are also some people who are also famous for planting trees, and they also get the honor from the local people and from the government for planting trees. And such famous persons are Munshi Meherullah, Meher Munshi, Meher Musuli. He is known as many names because he planted trees from Paigasa to Calcutta, and on the way from Paigasa to Khulna, Paigasa to Shakra, Paigasa to Joshua, even from Joshua to Calcutta, beside the road, he planted trees. And in our boyhood, we have seen big trees. Some of them are medicinal plants, some of them are fruit trees, some of them are timber trees, from where we get furnitures. And after some 40 or 50 years, these trees become a huge trees. And we have seen that taking order from the government, a man, rich man of our area, Mr. Hirok Munshi, cut that big trees and sent in Khulna city, and cutting the trees, many people made huge furnitures for their works, for their houses. So if you plant something, this will be source of food for you, for your family, for the birds and beasts, for the local area. Also, it will be source of furnitures and the timbers for making houses, for the doors, windows, for the school furniture, table, chair, bench, and many other things. And also you can get some treatment from them. At times, it is so happened that Kartik would go to water his plants at 10 or 11 p.m. and he used to go to water these plants deep night after 10 o'clock. Why? Because all day he used to busy of his work, he used to busy for his job, for his livelihood, because he's a poor man. He had to cut hairs of others to earn money for his livelihood, so he could not get time in the daytime. But at night, when his work is over, when every people is sleeping, then he, alone or sometimes taking some assistance, he used to go to different places, distant places, for watering the plants. Kartik, are you mad? What are you doing so late at night? People asked him. So when any people meet them doing some unnecessary things, useless things beside the road, putting water, they used to think that it is useless. They considered him mad. Asked him, are you mad? Why you are doing these unnecessary things? He said, no. Kartik would smile and say, what to do, sir? I have worked hard the whole day to earn money for my family. So he gave simple answer, I don't get time during the day, and in the daytime I have no time. But my trees should die if I don't water them. And he used to say that he has no time in the daytime, so he became bound, compelled, supposed, responsible to come late at night for performing his duty. So I come late at night. So I come late at night to look after them. Even today, this old man continuing planting trees as many as he can, and he has not stopped his work during his old age. Still, he is doing his job, his mission, his passion, and that is plantation. A man who can hardly sign his name. He was an illiterate man. He could not write, he could not learn, he could not read. Is leaving his signature all around nature, but he put forward his Pegasus, his footprints, his contribution through plantation and planting many trees and saplings, making this area greenery, full of green trees. He became immortalized in our heart. He became fresh ever in the mind of many people for his outstanding contribution of planting trees. So it should be also our mission that we'll try more and more plantation, we'll try to plant trees in and around our house, in our area, beside the roads, beside the markets, in the fields, so that we can make our area fresh, free from all sorts of gases bad for health, and bring the source of pure oxygen, fresh oxygen, and so our Prime Minister has declared that in this centennial anniversary of the Father of the Nation, we'll plant millions of saplings so that we can also make our areas full of green vegetation for our own betterments and welfare and for a better greenery world. Okay, thank you very much, dear students. If you are attentive in my class, now it is very easier to do some exercise. Now we'll do some exercise. We have some little exercise. At first, some true-false questions, then some fill in the blanks. Okay, first question, true, false. If true, write T, if false, give F, and then give the characters. He planted the first trees 50 years ago. Is it true or false? He planted the first trees 50 years ago. True or false? It is false, because he planted years ago. He planted the first trees 50 years ago. Are you sure? From reading, we have come to learn that he started planting trees at the age of 10. Now he is 63. So how many years he has been planting trees? He has been planting trees for 53 years. So the correct answer is false, 53 years. Second question. Kartik borrowed money from others to plant trees. Do you think that Kartik borrowed money from others to plant trees? No, we don't think so. So this is also false. This is also false. He paid the money from his own pocket. He did not borrow money from others. He paid the money from his own pockets. So, make correction. Kartik borrowed money from others to plant trees. No, it is false. The truth is Kartik paid the money from his own pocket to plant trees. Number 3, he would plant trees around his hut only. Do you think that he planted trees only around his hut? No, he did not plant trees only around his hut. Rather, he planted trees everywhere. So, number 3 is also false. He planted trees everywhere. Where he planted trees? He planted trees beside the roads, in and around the bazaar, schools and college, open fields, and many other places. Look at the question number 4. At times, Kartik would water his plants at night because he felt lazy during the day. Do you think he felt lazy during the day? No, he was not lazy during the daytime. Rather, he was more in the daytime for his profession, for his occupation, for his hairdressing passion. So, this is also false. So, what is the true answer? He would busy for performing his hairdressing at the daytime. He would get busy. Busy for his he used to get busy for his hairdressing. So you have got all the question. You have got all the question false, and you made corrections. So time is going in. We are going to make quick. Next, question number C. Please look at the question. C1. Kartik was a dash by profession. Can you remember what was Kartik? Kartik was a hairdresser by profession. Hairdresser by profession. Next, number 2. His mission is to make the village green. What was his mission? His mission is to make the village green. By how? By cultivating, by planting many trees. By planting many trees. Number C. Look at the number 3. Some of Kartik's trees are big, and how is the size of his trees? Now, some of his trees are big and gigantic. Gigantic. Question number C. Some of Kartik's trees are big and gigantic. Number 4. Some of his trees are dash years old. Some of his trees are, can you remember from the text? We can remember from the text that some of his trees are 35 to 40 years old. Trees are 35 to 40 years old. So you have done the true false answer and fill in the blanks. Now we have some question answer from the text. So look at the book and say in brief from your own memory. Who is Kartik Pramanik? Can you remember who is Kartik Pramanik? Kartik Pramanik is a hairdresser by profession from the village Tarapur. How old are you? How do you understand that he is a nature lover? Do you think that he is a nature lover? Of course he is a nature lover. How do you understand that he is a nature lover? Because for his passion, planting trees, he proved that he is a nature lover. Until and unless he became a nature lover, he would not plant more and more trees. Why did he plant trees? Can you remember? Can you guess why did he plant trees? He plant trees to make his village green and do show respect towards his father's advice. His father advised him, Kartik, if you plant trees, you will get the mercy and favor of God. So to get the blessings from God, to fulfill the advice of his father and to make his village greenery beautiful, he planted trees. How do you understand? By the saying, a man who can hardly sign his name is leaving his signature all around in nature. So it is very critical question. We can understand that it means that a man lives in his work, not in his wealth, but by his works, by his deeds, by his actions, by his contributions. So Kartik is different in this respect, that despite of his being illiterate, he ensures oxygen for us by planting trees, abode and livelihood for the birds and beasts, and green leaves for us. He planted trees. So he is a great man at heart. We will not forget his contribution, being inspired by his mission, being inspired by his dedication. We also plant more and more saplings. Certainly, this will be our great assets in future. Thank you very, very much. If you can understand my class, if you followed my class, if you can learn my class, I think you have learned many things. And if there is any mistaken, any misunderstanding, you may write on the comments. I'll try to make it correct. And if I make any mistakes in my speech, in my writing, I wish your apologize. Thank you very, very much. You all will pray for me so that I can take better classes in future. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much.